Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to talk about one of the common myths or misconceptions, if you like, that I come across a lot when we're talking to our customers. And that's the notion or the thought pattern that we would take, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of events, correlate those down into alerts. That bit is correct, and we'll cover that in a second. But then to take all of those alerts and push that into a single incident within the ServiceNow platform. Now, there are a number of reasons that simply won't work. And we'll kind of cover those now. What we actually want to do is something that you see on the screen here. We want to have, yes, lots and lots of events being generated from those rich toolkits that we've got, be that the network layer, the application layer, database, server, etc., physical, virtual. So all of that rich data that we're bringing in from those multiple sources coming into the Now platform, using the native capabilities to correlate that against the CMDB, using, obviously, if you're working with us, our contextualization engines to bring more rich data. And we want to bind those things to the CIs within the platform. So we do want to take that concept of, 10, 15, 20, 100 events going into the alerts where it's relevant, and creating new alerts where it's not relevant. And that's really where the cleverness comes of the ITOM capability. But then we want to actually go one-to-one alert to incident. And that's for a number of reasons. Let's just say one example here is that we've got, database, network, application, server, and let's say we've got a load balancer. So obviously 2 bits of network there, but we've got different parts of the same stack, the same service, the same application, if you like, having issues right the way across the platform there. So we need events to create alerts, and we need alerts to create incidents, and incidents to be assigned to the correct assignment groups. Now, we can be clever here with workflow, and this is really where you start to walk from pure ITOM to service operations, which is obviously what we're all about here. So we have the notion of parent alerts and incidents, which are bound, they're joined together. There's a relationship there, but then we convert the alerts and the incidents that have been created into children, and they obviously roll up with their relationships to the relevant alert and the incident. Now, the reason we do this, and one of the kind of benefits of here, is that we're able to assign these things to the correct assignment group, be that internal technical teams, your server team, or an external vendor via eBond, or maybe they're using your platform, so it's the correct assignment group for them, who maybe is managing your network or your databases, right? Knock-on effects here is that we're able then to assign individual SLAs to each of these child incidents without being stuck with one single incident, one single SLA. We might have a P2, a P3, and a P4 wrapped around various components because they're not really cores, they're not as important, they're periphery. Maybe there's an API call that's here, a business transaction doesn't really impact outward-facing business services. Maybe there are business transactions that this application produces which underpin fundamentally all of your externally facing digital platforms, maybe revenue generating and so forth. So we are able to be really flexible with the SLAs and therefore the priority of all of these items. And we can track that priority back all the way to the originating event source. So we pull that information through from the payload, we bring that into the alerts, we use that as part of quite a complicated reference table, if you like, of different data points. So again, reaching back into the CMDB, I'm not going to cover the CMDB in all of its glory here. Obviously, check out some of the other videos that I've done around that and service operations. But we can utilize data points not only for the specific CIs or parts of the application if we're talking business transactions, but then we can also go right the way up through the business application, right into the services layer to say, how important is this in the whole? Does it underpin more than one service or more than one application? And we can get really kind of intelligent and complex with that, depending on the needs of your business. So we can track all of that information, and then we can roll all of that up. And the reason we want to do that, we want to roll all of that up into the parent, is because then we can choose to start really bringing service operations into play here, saying, actually, have we got something here which is pretty critical? Do we want to go ahead and propose a major incident and then start handling that way? Now, as you can see here, we're now not generating any additional noise. We already had the parent incident and all of the children incidents that have been assigned to the correct teams out there. We can now just convert that parent incident into a major incident proposal, reassign it to the major incident management team for them to go ahead and either accept it or reject it. And obviously, if we're rejecting it, there's a feedback loop that goes into the platform, the AI capability within the platform, which maybe won't suggest a MIM next time. And obviously, if you're accepting that and you carry it forward, you initiate major incident management process, and the feedback loop is reinforced. So the next time we see that behavior, obviously the same outcome is going to happen. Hopefully that's lifted the curtain a little bit, maybe dispelled a common misunderstanding or a common myth here that we want to go tens of thousands of events, 3 alerts, 1 incident. That simply just doesn't work in terms of creating intelligent workflow on the ServiceNow platform.